Barbara Eden has captivated audiences for decades as the enchanting Jeannie from the classic TV show. I Dream of Jeannie, with a career that kicked off in the 60s. She quickly became a household name, her sparkling blue eyes and infectious smile lighting up screens everywhere. Now at 91 years old, you might expect her to have slowed down, but Barbara defies all expectations. When you see her today, it's hard to believe that she's in her 90s. Her grace and poise are simply astounding. What's her secret? Is it just good genes? Or is there more to Barbara's timeless charm than meets the eye? Let's dive into the untold story of Barbara and uncover the magic behind her enduring beauty, the early life of Barbara Eden. Before she became the beloved Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden's journey to fame was anything but straightforward. To truly understand her rise to stardom, let's take a step back and explore her early life. Barbara was born on August 23, 1931 in Tucson, Arizona. Her childhood was marked by the challenge of adjusting to her parents' divorce when she was just 3 years old. With her mother struggling financially, life wasn't easy. They faced a tough time, but fortunately Barbara's grandparents stepped in to help, offering much-needed support. This led to a move to El Paso, Texas, where Barbara developed a close bond with her grandfather. He became her safe haven amid the chaos, acting as a father figure and shaping much of her early personality. Their time in El Paso was just one chapter in a life marked by constant change. The family eventually relocated to San Francisco, a move that brought more shifts in Barbara's world. Her mother remarried, introducing a stepfather into their lives. Though he was a good man, working as a telephone lineman didn't bring in much money. So financial struggles continued to shadow the family. Despite these hardships, Barbara fondly remembers moments like roller skating on the wharf and listening to her stepfather's tales of fishing. However, the ongoing money problems forced them to share their home with her aunt and uncle, leading to several moves and frequent school changes. Barbara's early life was far from easy, filled with financial difficulties and instability. So how did the girl from Tucson, Arizona, overcome these challenges to become the iconic star we know today? Let's dive deeper into her remarkable journey, the path to stardom and Hollywood success. Barbara Eden's path to stardom began with a humble start, singing solos in her church choir. As a teenager, she expanded her passion for music by singing with local bands led by Howard Friedrichs and Freddie Martin. But her journey to becoming a Hollywood icon was anything but straightforward. While living in 5 different homes in San Francisco, Barbara attended 5 separate schools, which added a sense of instability to her formative years. Despite the constant changes, she found solace and joy in music, becoming a pop singer in her teens, and even serving as a cheerleader. She graduated from San Francisco's Abraham Lincoln High School in 1949, already harboring a deep love for the arts. Barbara's passion for the entertainment industry led her to further her studies at the Elizabeth Holloway School of Theater, the San Francisco Conservatory of Music, and City College of San Francisco. Her talent and determination didn't go unnoticed, and she began singing at community events where her love for performing continued to grow. A pivotal moment came when Barbara, encouraged by her acting instructor, entered the Miss San Francisco Beauty Contest in 1951. Although initially hesitant and shy about competing, especially the thought of standing on stage in a swimsuit, she faced her fears head-on. Winning the title of Miss San Francisco marked a significant turning point in her life, opening doors to opportunities she had never imagined. Though Barbara initially dreamed of a career in music, fate had other plans. She started making guest appearances on popular television shows of the 50s, including Gunsmoke, Father Knows Best, I Love Lucy, and Perry Mason. These roles, though brief, helped her gain experience and exposure in the entertainment industry. She also appeared on The Johnny Carson Show and starred in the television series How to Marry a Millionaire, based on the film starring Marilyn Monroe. However, it wasn't until 1965 that Barbara Eden became a household name. Her breakthrough role as Jeannie in the NBC TV comedy series I Dream of Jeannie catapulted her to widespread fame. The show was a massive success, and Barbara's portrayal of the magical and mischievous Jeannie became iconic, earning her a place in television history. Following her success on I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden expanded her career by taking on dramatic roles, such as in the TV series I Dream of Jeannie. She also showcased her musical talents in comedy tours, a TV broadcast of Kismet, and released an album. Barbara appeared on variety shows, performed for USO tours, and headlined in Las Vegas. She continued to act in straight plays and starred in the comedy film Harper Valley PDA in 1978, followed by a television series of the same name in 1981. Throughout her career, Barbara reunited with her I Dream of Jeannie co-star Larry Hagman, appearing in several episodes of Dallas and the play Love Letters. Even as she entered her 90s, Barbara Eden remained active in the entertainment industry, a testament to her enduring talent and passion for performance. Barbara's triumph over misogyny. Barbara Eden's foray into Hollywood was not just a pursuit of stardom, as many may have expected, but it was a battle against ingrained misogyny and body shaming. Her early encounter with a talent scout at Warner Brothers exemplified the prevalent sexism in the industry. The scout shockingly presented a picture of his daughter, callously suggesting that Barbara needed a similar physique to succeed. This demeaning encounter could have shattered her dreams, but instead, it fueled her determination to rise above societal expectations. In the face of industry pressure to conform to unrealistic beauty standards, Barbara made a conscious choice to redefine success. Rather than aspiring to fit into a limited and stereotypical mold, she embraced the path of a character actress. This decision was not merely a career choice, but a powerful statement against the objectification of women in Hollywood. Barbara's resilience and commitment to focusing on her craft and talent became a testament to her strength. The narrative took an unexpected turn about 6 months later when, on the Warner Brothers lot, Barbara encountered the very talent scout who had dismissed her due to her figure. In a remarkable twist of fate, he failed to recognize her. Yet this time he saw something different. He saw her potential. Realizing his mistake, he offered her a screen test. Barbara's defiance of Hollywood's sexist norms inspired others facing similar biases. Her story gave them the courage to fight for their own chances, just as she had. While Barbara's triumph story seemed very enviable, there's another part of her life you need to know about. Barbara Eden's life has been filled with more than just the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Behind the scenes, she faced personal struggles that would have broken many, a Talmudi's love life. Starting with her romantic life, Barbara's romantic life, like her career, was marked by unexpected twists and deep emotional challenges. Barbara met her first husband, Michael Ansara, a well-known TV star, on a blind date. The attraction between them was instant, but complications soon arose from her past relationship. Barbara had recently ended a toxic relationship with a man named Tony, who had severely impacted her mental health. Despite blocking him and cutting ties, Tony continued to find ways to contact her. The situation escalated dramatically when Tony attempted to take his own life, forcing Barbara and Michael to rush to his side. This traumatic event left a lasting impression on Barbara, altering her view of Michael and deepening their bond. The couple married in 1958, and after nearly 7 years of trying, they were thrilled to learn that Barbara was pregnant. At the time, Barbara was playing Jeannie on the popular NBC comedy I Dream of Jeannie from 1965 to 1970. Overjoyed with the news, she was prepared to inform the show's creator, Sidney Sheldon, that she would need time off. Expecting to be replaced, she was surprised when Sheldon, though initially furious, decided to film the first season early, and creatively concealed her pregnancy with chiffon scarves rather than finding a replacement. Motherhood brought immense joy to Barbara, and the birth of their son, Matthew, was a dream come true. However, her happiness was short-lived when she suffered a miscarriage a few years later, plunging her into severe postpartum depression. This tragic loss tested their 15-year marriage, and the strain became unbearable. Although Barbara felt loved and supported by Michael, the unspoken pressure of her depression slowly eroded their relationship. In her memoir, Jeannie Out of the Bottle, Barbara opened up about their rocky marriage, revealing that their attempts at open dialogue only deepened their estrangement. The emotional toll of their shared tragedy eventually led Barbara to make the difficult decision to seek a divorce, which was finalized in 1973. The impact of their divorce on their son Matthew was particularly painful for Barbara. After remarrying and moving to Chicago with her new husband, Michael gained custody of Matthew, leaving Barbara heartbroken and struggling to cope with the separation. Reflecting on this period in her life, Barbara expressed deep regret over the long-term effects of the divorce on Matthew. She wished she had known the consequences and considered staying in the marriage until he was grown. Though Barbara eventually found love again, the fallout from her first marriage left a lasting impact on both her personal life and her career. Later career and struggle with grief. Barbara Eden, a name synonymous with television history, had already established herself with numerous film and TV appearances before her legendary role as Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie. Her versatility and talent were evident in shows like Dallas, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Harper Valley PDA. Beyond these, she reprised her role as Jeannie in 2 additional I Dream of Jeannie films, and her most recent film appearance was in the 2019 film My Adventures with Santa. But behind the glittering success, Barbara faced profound personal struggles both on and off the screen. One of the most iconic partnerships in television was that of Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman on I Dream of Jeannie. Their chemistry lit up the screen, creating a dynamic duo that captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. However, few knew that Larry was fighting his own battles behind the scenes. He struggled with a severe drinking problem that began to take a toll on his life and career. The producers were on the verge of firing him, concerned that his addiction was affecting the show's quality. But Barbara, who had developed a close working relationship with Larry from the start, stood by him. She believed in his unparalleled acting abilities and felt that the show would lose a significant part of its magic without him. Barbara admired Larry's brilliance as an actor, describing their on-screen chemistry as a unique and electrifying experience. When the cameras rolled, they would lose themselves in the world of Jeannie and her master, creating television magic. Off-screen, Larry was a character in his own right, known for his wild antics and sharp sense of humor. He once shocked the crew by arriving on set in a hat and a trained engineer's outfit, just one example of his unpredictable nature. Despite his personal struggles, Larry's charm and talent made him a beloved figure on set, and many were willing to overlook his flaws to keep him around. However, tensions eventually arose when Larry became dissatisfied with the scripts and felt his character was being sidelined. This dissatisfaction, combined with his personal issues, created some challenging situations for the cast and crew. At the same time, Barbara was dealing with her own personal tragedy. The loss of her second child in 1971 was a devastating blow, plunging her into a deep grief that was compounded by postpartum depression. Returning to work, she tried to mask her pain, but the strain was evident. Barbara's physical health began to decline with noticeable weight loss, and she struggled to manage her emotions while on set. In an era when mental health issues were poorly understood and often stigmatized, Barbara was left to navigate her depression largely on her own, adding to her misery. Despite these immense personal challenges, Barbara's dedication to her craft never wavered. Her ability to balance both comedic and dramatic roles showcased her range as an actress, earning her admiration from audiences of all ages. Each character she portrayed resonated with viewers, leaving a lasting impact that extended far beyond the confines of the screen. Her performances continued to captivate and inspire, even as she privately battled the deep sorrow that came with her loss. Second Chance at Love. Barbara Eden's search for love took a hopeful turn in 1977 when she embarked on what she believed was a promising new chapter in her life. After the emotional turmoil of her first marriage and the isolation she felt afterward, Chuck Faggart, a marketing professional, seemed like the perfect partner to heal her wounded heart. His charm and seemingly genuine affection offered Barbara a glimpse of the love and joy she so deeply craved. However, this second chance at happiness was short-lived, as Chuck's deceit unraveled everything she had hoped for. Just 8 months into their relationship, Barbara's world was shattered when she discovered that Chuck was still married. The revelation was like a dagger to her heart, completely undermining the trust and bond they had been building. What made matters worse was Chuck's nonchalant attitude toward his betrayal. He tried to brush it off, claiming that his marriage was ending anyway and that it didn't matter. But for Barbara, the damage was done. The betrayal cut deep, and the trust was irrevocably broken. The situation was even more heartbreaking for Barbara's mother, who had never fully accepted Chuck after learning about his deceit. Despite Chuck's attempts to charm his way back into their good graces, the lie about his marital status lingered like a dark cloud, casting a shadow over the entire relationship. Barbara's mother, protective and loving, could never fully forgive him for the dishonesty that had tainted their relationship from the start. But Chuck's deception was only the beginning of the challenges that plagued their marriage. As time went on, more cracks began to appear. Chuck's overwhelming desire for fame and attention became a significant strain on their relationship. He sought the spotlight, often associating with people who indulged in excessive drinking and substance use. As his social circle became more toxic, the marital tensions escalated. The man who had once seemed like a stable and loving partner was now spiraling into destructive behaviors that Barbara could no longer ignore. The final straw came when Chuck's behavior turned abusive. The mental and physical abuse he inflicted on Barbara became too much to bear. She realized that she could no longer stay in a marriage that was eroding her sense of self and well-being. It was a painful decision, but Barbara knew that she had to prioritize her safety and mental health. The second marriage, which had once held so much promise, ended in heartbreak, leaving Barbara to question if leaving Michael and Sarah, her first husband, had been worth the emotional cost. The breakdown of her second marriage forced Barbara to confront the impact of her first divorce and the emotional toll it had taken on her. She began to wonder if she had made the right choices and whether her pursuit of love had only led her further into despair. The pain and disappointment of her second marriage led her down a dark path, as she struggled to cope with the mounting pressures and heartache. Like many Hollywood stars, Barbara found herself grappling with the wrong solutions to her problems, seeking solace in ways that only deepened her despair. The glittering lights of fame and the allure of Hollywood couldn't fill the void left by broken trust and shattered dreams. This second chapter of love, which had begun with so much hope, ended in disillusionment, leaving Barbara to pick up the pieces of her heart once again. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, another heartbreaking loss was looming on the horizon, one that would test Barbara's strength and resolve like never before. Addiction and loss. When Barbara Eden returned to Los Angeles in 1983, she faced a shocking and painful reality. Her beloved son Matthew had changed drastically, battling a hidden heroin addiction. In a heart-wrenching interview with ABC News, Barbara revealed the painful truth. Matthew had been struggling with substance abuse since he was just 10 years old, a secret he kept from his parents for nearly a decade. The discovery was a devastating blow to Barbara and her ex-husband Michael, who realized that in their pursuit of personal happiness, they had overlooked their son's growing troubles. The revelation left Barbara feeling crushed and regretful, emphasizing the critical need for vigilance and prevention to protect young people from falling into addiction. Understanding that addiction is both a mental and physical struggle, Barbara and Michael decided to get Matthew the professional help he desperately needed. The road to recovery was anything but smooth. Despite their efforts, Matthew faced setbacks, including relapses and violent outbursts due to withdrawal symptoms. In a painful but necessary move, Barbara chose to apply tough love, telling Matthew he could no longer stay in her home while using drugs. With no other place to turn, Matthew ended up living on the streets and experiencing homelessness. Although Barbara made sure he had food to eat, their relationship suffered greatly. Trust was shattered, and the emotional toll of watching her son struggle with addiction was almost unbearable for Barbara. Despite her efforts, the damage done by his addiction left a lasting impact on their family. Barbara also had to deal with a tragedy involving her mother. Barbara always thought her mother was quite fashionable. The two of them had a strong, intimate, and treasured relationship, inspiring Barbara to pursue her passion for singing. Her mother was a credit manager at a jewelry store. As she reflected on their shared evenings of dishwashing to the sweet melodies of Gilbert and Sullivan ditties, she always felt a pang of nostalgia. Years later, though, her dear mother was tragically diagnosed with lung cancer, and her memoir details the long and heartbreaking battle that followed. The worst tragedy that Barbara and her mother endured together was the discovery of her mother's hidden battle. But in 2001, she had to endure the tragic loss of her son to an heroin overdose, a cruel twist of fate. Matthew once again had a brief slip-up in his sobriety journey, but this one finally cost him his life. A broken Barbara had to finally reveal to the press that Matthew had died from a heart attack caused by a single shot of heroin. When he died, she once again questioned herself why he turned to substance abuse and experienced a range of intense emotions. When it all seemed that it led back to her decision to split from Michael and ultimately linked to her depressive episode from her miscarriage. When everything started falling apart, broken, she struggled to come to terms with her loss while falling into another stretch of depression. She eventually used her experiences to try and create an awareness for families coping with substance usage. She was able to relate to other parents who were going through the same thing when their children became addicted by sharing her story to bring attention to the issue. Barbara emphasized that parents should be alert and ready to assist in these kinds of circumstances. Most of her emotional support has also come from her third and final partner, John Eichholz. She met the real estate agent and architect in 1991. The pair has looked inseparable and totally in love ever since. In a 2021 interview with People, she spoke of her life with John, saying how lucky she is to have close buddies, a gorgeous puppy, and a supportive spouse to which she can call home. Rumored relationships. Despite her high-profile marriage and status as a beloved icon, Barbara Eden was never far from the rumor mill. One of the most talked-about rumors emerged in the 1960s when it was reported by the National Enquirer that then up-and-coming politician Bill Clinton had a crush on her. Though this news made headlines, it didn't cause a major stir. During that era, it seemed almost every man, whether young or old, was enamored with Barbara Eden. Her charm was so widespread that even by the late 1990s, it was still evident that many were captivated by her allure. Another juicy rumor involved a rumored connection between Barbara and the legendary Elvis Presley. The chemistry between them on the set of Flaming Star sparked speculation about a possible romance. However, the twist in this tale is that Elvis was actually more interested in Barbara's ex-husband, Michael Ansara. Elvis admired Michael not only for his role as Commander Kong in Star Trek, but also for his ability to manage a relationship with Barbara despite the challenges of their intimate and often distant work. Elvis even sought advice from Michael and Barbara, which influenced his decision to pursue his own relationship with Priscilla, who would later become Mrs. Elvis Presley. In the film Flaming Star, Barbara played a pivotal role opposite Elvis as a rancher's love interest. Despite the rumors, their relationship remained strictly professional. While Elvis's admiration for Michael remained a testament to the strong bonds within the entertainment industry, timeless style, and iconic legacy. Barbara Eden's appeal went beyond her beauty. Her talent and unique style also played a huge role in captivating audiences. One iconic aspect of her role as Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie was her memorable pose, her arms framing her face while she winked. This charming gesture wasn't part of the original script. Barbara decided to add it herself, and it quickly became one of the show's signature moves. The producers were so impressed with her improvisation that they decided to keep it in the show, but Barbara's influence didn't stop at her iconic pose. Her Jeannie costume, featuring high-waisted flowing trousers and a crop top, became a fashion statement of its own. The outfit was often discussed and imitated, though it was not without its share of controversy. Some critics and viewers made a fuss about how the network had edited out her belly button, but Barbara dismissed the fuss, saying it was minor compared to today's Hollywood standards. She wore a full bra, panties, and stockings underneath the costume, which she made clear when a reporter from The Hollywood Reporter tried to make a big deal out of her belly button. Barbara's humor and attitude shone through as she remarked, Some people are famous for very attractive features. I happen to have a belly button. Despite the years that have passed since the show ended, Barbara Eden remains a beloved figure in pop culture. In December, Barbara was honored with the Legend Award at the 16th Annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards Gala held at the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles. Her appearance in a striking cherry red suit, adorned with pearls and golden accessories, was a highlight of the event. In 2023, she made 2 rare red carpet appearances, including this one and another, in March at the Remus Pre-Award Tea Time. Barbara has consistently expressed her commitment to staying active and engaged with her fans, even when she's not working on new projects. She continues to attend conventions and participate in events, showing no signs of retiring. As she told Closer, "I believe the secret to feeling great is to keep active, do things that you love, and have a good sense of humor." Over 50 years after I Dream of Jeannie first aired, fans still eagerly approach Barbara to tell her how much they love the show, and many request that she recreate Jeannie's signature blink and nod. Now Barbara is in her 90s and she is still turning heads. How has she managed to stay this healthy despite all the hardships and tragedies she has faced? How Barbara Eden stays so healthy, explaining how she stays fit and happy well into her 90s. In another interview with People, she expressed her gratitude for her life, echoing her sentiment. According to her, a diet rich in protein, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids is what she follows, which includes a lot of meat and veggies. Barbara loves to incorporate aerobic and cardiac exercises into her daily routine by walking and riding her bike, which is also called spinning. She may not have said it directly, but her figure strongly suggests that she does strength training, which is especially important for maintaining toned muscles after the age of 30. When she goes outside, she always applies sunscreen as part of her skincare routine. She uses Line Repair Serum Drops and an Estee Lauder Beauty Cream. She made the surprising decision not to wear makeup unless she is working, which is in line with her focus on general health and fitness. Whether she is tending to her farm or taking to the skies, 92-year-old Barbara stresses the need to wear sunglasses with a high UV rating. She proves that although we can't stop the clock from ticking, we can slow it down by making healthy decisions about our food, exercise, and skincare. Over the years, she's seen that a lot of people fail to appreciate the sheer blessing that is being able to work in a field that truly lights you up. According to her, a lot of people have to endure jobs they despise just to make ends meet. It's a privilege to be able to pursue something we're passionate about, learn about it, and see the joy it brings to others. If we are prepared to put in the effort, she believes that is a gift from life. In addition, Eden informed People magazine that she and her pals would be celebrating the new year at a Beverly Hills steakhouse with her husband John Eichholz, whom she wed in 1991. They also intended to have relatives over, and they had a 60-pound Labradoodle named Bentley, which they share with Eichholz. A tale of generosity, fortitude, and resilience. Barbara Eden's narrative begins with sorrow. She has converted her tragedy into an activist, raising awareness about the dangers of addiction and the value of having loved ones by her side. Her story is an inspiration because it shows that it is possible to persevere through hardship and emerge stronger than before and still look stunning even after many decades have passed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Check out the next video that pops up on your screen.